Today was a pretty good day. It was pretty interesting. I got some pretty good ideas that I want to try out. I got a hat idea. Definitely doing something with hats. Trying to be vague about it. Yeah, kind of just enjoying the brainstorming and then like actively pursuing the ideas that I'm coming up with to see what sticks. I'm just gonna try so many things. Just so many things. And I'm biting off a little bit more than I could chew because I'm driving on the 26th. I'm driving from here to Washington, D.C., hanging out in Washington, D.C. until the 30th, driving down the 30th to then drive to Texas. Oh, I love it. I'm gonna do that. Fuck. It's gonna be fun though. Like, I think that this is exactly what my youth, like, I'm just gonna do trips. I'm gonna plan trips. Just do some cool shit. Like, this is the first little, like, adventure. And it's kind of cool because I was actually really sad. I did one of those map things, like, of where you've lived and where you visited in the United States. And I've been to, like, 6 states. That's pretty much about it. And I've only lived here in Florida. So, yeah, I'm gonna knock some out. Ooh. In a fucking week. I'm taking off the first and the second week of the last week of December and the first week of January. I'm taking that off. So I'll start on the 8th, which is gonna be nice. A little 2-week long vacation that I definitely don't deserve, and I definitely shouldn't spend the money. But you know what? I need to get motivated to start making money. And if I don't have any money, I get real motivated to start making money. So I'm gonna enjoy this, and then, man, I'm just gonna start grinding at everything that entitles. I definitely want to. I've been thinking about where the direction I want to take my other YouTube channel, Bypassing Normal. Where I want to take that, with my current state, and just like what I want that channel to be. What, like, that's gonna be one thing, and then the Great American Millennials another thing. I don't know what this one's gonna be yet. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I think, like, I like Modern Wisdom's approach. Like, I like how he does it, where he's real chill, but giving out information. Like, I want to be, I don't know. I'm trying to figure that one out. I'm trying to see if this is going to be like a highlight kind of channel where it's a conversation, but it's like highlighting the other person or whatever. Just, I don't know. I'm going to let it organically find itself. Even if it ever does. I mean, it might just nothing might ever come of this. But it's cool to have it there. I definitely want to get some podcasts down and just in. Mostly because I've already talked to a couple people, so I gotta get it done. And I'm gonna have to treat that like stand up. I think that's exactly how I'm gonna treat it. Like, I gotta get up on stage. I gotta do this podcast. I gotta do these interviews. And it's not that I got to, I get to. Like, it's gonna make me better. In which way? I don't know. I'm gonna follow the Joe Rogan approach. I'm gonna talk to people, and maybe I'll get famous. Guys, there's nobody watching this, but I record these things when I'm high as fuck. But when I'm sober, these are also my thoughts. Don't let me try to fool you by saying that I'm high as fuck. Man, I do really want to pursue my ideas. I know this sounds stupid, but like Usopp from One Piece kind of was like the town liar. And man, I've been a liar all my life. It's so easy for me to lie. For things that don't need to be lied about, for just like, it's such a defense mechanism. Ugh, I hate it. So I've changed it. I stopped lying. I still lie a little bit. You know, I'm a fisherman, bro. Gotta lie. But, and it sounds so stupid. Most of the things that are like that have issues with for myself are the stupidest fucking things ever. Like, some people just don't lie. My grandpa was a liar. Biggest fucking storyteller. Like, the worst fucking liar ever. Like, horrible. But, also, some crazy shit would happen to him that sounded like lies and was real. And then other ones that just were blatant fucking lies. Like, one of the stories that I could remember from him saying is that there was so we used to go camp, like, my uncle's always been into, my Uncle Mandy, his son, was always into camping, and they lived in Maryland and stuff like that, so they had, like, actual wilderness. So they had lanterns and shit, and we would go fishing, we'd go bridge fishing, like, so we'd take lanterns, we'd go camping and stuff like that, so there was always kind of, like, lanterns around, right? But they weren't, like, 1960s lanterns. You know, those were pretty modern lanterns. And my grandfather one day looks at his lantern and goes, "You know, that lantern saved my life, right?" We're all like, "The fuck?" We're fishing. Now, mind you, this is a funny story. I like this one. So we're fishing, and he goes, "That this is with a friend of ours. So it was my grandfather, my cousin Mandy, me, and then a family friend of ours that used to live in Maryland. And then he would come down for, like, the winter on vacation. He would drive down and stuff like that, stay down here for a couple weeks, and we'd always go fishing. So we're sitting here in the Keys, bridge fishing and stuff like that, and my grandfather looks at this lantern. God damn it. My beard is tickling my nose and it's driving me nuts. But my grandfather looks at everybody, like, you know, just says this. It's like, "That lantern saved my life." And we're like, "What the fuck? What do you mean?" And he goes, "Yeah, so when I was in Maryland, we were hunting. And we're walking through the woods and this and that. And, you know, my cousin goes this way, my uncle goes this way, you know, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And we're just, you know, we're walking down and everybody's going to their little area in the woods. And he goes into his little, like, he goes and he finds a good spot. He sits down. It's cold and it's snowing. Of course it's cold and snowing. It sucks, right? And they hadn't seen anything, and they never walked back to the truck. They just stayed out there in the woods for, you know, the entire day, right? And when he was walking back to the truck, he's coming down, he's like, "I was coming down the little road, da 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 da," I was coming around the corner, and what do you get? And what do you know? A black bear. And I was like, oh. And he goes, oh. I was so scared. Now, my grandfather's also known for being a chicken. Like, so, liar and a chicken. I guess that's why I'm trying to tell the truth. I'm not scared of shit, but whatever. My grandfather was a fucking chicken, right? So everybody knows that he's fucking freaked out, right? If that happens. So he goes, oh, I got scared, but I was like, no, because if I run away, the bear's gonna attack me, and this and that, and blah, blah, blah. So I walked towards it, and the bear got mad, jumped up on his back legs, and he took a swipe at me, and I hit it with the lantern across the face. Mind you, when my grandfather lived in Maryland, was in the late 60s, 70s. I think that they moved down to Florida in the probably 76, 77-ish, from what I can remember them telling me. So what was I going? Huh. And I hate when you go on a tangent and then you forget where you're at. Where was I going with that? Lanterns. 60s. Oh yeah, so they didn't have modern, I guess this is where I'm at. What was that? They didn't have modern lanterns that worked off of butane. They had oil lanterns, right? And then my grandfather would have totally ran and gotten killed by a bear. He never saw a bear. He never had that lantern. He just made it up. So I was destined, and I spent a lot of time with him. Man, we used to do accidental illegal shit. He would take me to go fishing, and we'd be catching crabs and shit like that. We didn't know what the size was or anything along those lines. We'd be fishing off some bank and shit, and then come back with a pot full of fucking crabs and boil them bitches up. He was a great cook. He was the maitre d'. This man barely spoke any English. The most broken English. He was the fucking maitre d' at the National Democratic Club. But he did everything. Work your way, started from the bottom, now you're here. He was cleaning, and then started working in the kitchen, and then from the kitchen as a waiter, and then from a waiter to maitre d', which is fucking hilarious. I love it. I got pictures of it. It's wonderful. So this man says this about this lantern, right? This same night, we catch a giant fucking lobster on a hook off a bridge. My grandfather catches this giant fucking lobster with a hook off a bridge. Never in my entire life of fishing, 33 years, and I fish a lot, never have I heard anybody ever doing that. I'm sure it has happened. I've never heard of anybody doing it. There was a story about them coming down here and him almost getting eaten by an alligator because they stopped to have a picnic, and he was sitting exactly what you're not supposed to do in Florida. He was sitting on the edge of the bank, with his feet in the water, just chilling in somewhere in Central Florida. and they, like, somebody yelled at him because the alligator was literally right on his legs. He got chased. Like, he would befriend animals, befriend them, like random animals. We had a lizard that was trained to come out if you called them boo boo. You'd open the door. I have a video of my grandma talking to the fucking lizard, which is insane. So, like, he was a liar, but insane shit happened to him. Insane shit. I have done some insane shit, and insane shit has happened to me. And I'm also a liar, so I'm trying to stop lying. Usopp was the town liar, and then it turned into like premonitions, so he actually wasn't lying. So I feel like if I just do everything that I lied about that I used to do, or like that I was going to do, that's probably more. Like, walking, like doing an ultra marathon, doing a walkabout in in Arizona, in Australia. I said that I was gonna quit for a year, go to Australia and just go on a walkabout. Totally want to fucking do that. I'm gonna do my first. You know what? I'm gonna do my first one. And it's gonna be Key West. It's gonna be the 100 miles to Key West. Yeah. And I'm gonna do it Budsado style. Just a jug of fucking water. That's it. Some snacks, whatever I could carry, but not even on a big pack. Like, travel light. Just a memory of all the Cubans that have had to swim that. And it's kind of that American privilege. I don't have to swim it, but man, it's sad. But what you gonna do, man? I think that's gonna be my first one. And then I'm gonna go catch pythons in the Everglades. I gotta do I used to lie about being able to do backflips on a bicycle into a lake. Gotta get that one done. What else did I lie about? When I was little, I used to lie about catching alligators in the Everglades. But I really have been catching alligators in the Everglades. So, that was more of a premonition, too. Used to lie about my my favorite nickname that I have ever gotten is Cazador de Serpiente, which literally translates from English to Spanish. I mean, from Spanish to English. Snake hunter. And my tío Miguel gave that to me. Funny enough, they used to take me to the chicken fights. Like, I would be hanging out with my grandpa all the time. I was always hanging out with this old man. Fucking greatest guy ever. But his brother, my Uncle Miguel, would raise roosters and like to gamble. So they would take me to the fucking chicken fights. That was fun. That might also be a lie. I might have only gone to... See... Sometimes... Like, especially with my younger... Like, my really... That's a really young memory. That's, like, me... 10... Like, 9, 10... Between... Let's say, like... Yeah, probably like 9, 10. Maybe even 11. 12 was where I was starting to, like, do stuff on my own. Also, I had way too much fucking freedom. I was fishing at all the lakes in my, like, 2-mile radius. Probably, like, 5 miles, to be honest. So, like, a 5-mile radius, I fished every lake by myself at 12 years old. I had friends that were fucking bums. Like, I knew where they were at. I definitely, like, so many times it could have went bad. Never did. Never did. Not that I could think of. Nah, I never did. So yeah, I don't know. I guess this was a reminiscing video. Sounds good.